But Jimmie, congratulations. Just talk about, I know yesterday, I believe it was yesterday, yeah, yesterday morning, you were talking about how cool it would be to win a 4th title here, and just talk about that. You were so dominant here today.
You want me to be serious right now? Sorry.
Do your best.
Let's see if she'll go to Mom this time.
That was my fault, sorry.
All right. 4th, somewhere in there, you're saying?
4th, just the significance. You talked about how much that would mean for you.
Yeah, it's, man, it's a huge moment, and I really enjoyed the lap around in the race car. The fans were in the stands going nuts and cheering. The lap in the Camaro around the racetrack with the crew guys and my family and everybody, those moments really help soak it in. You know, it's usually so busy after a race win, but you know, what happens here and how you can actually soak in the moment and look around and realize that you're at the Brickyard and you've won is really special. And this 4th, and I'm able to join racing legends, my heroes, you know, people I've looked up to my entire life. So to join them is a huge, huge honor, and I know how much it means to Rick, and thankful for all of his support and everybody at Hendrick Motorsports, and thankful to Chad and my guys. I knew 2nd or 3rd lap yesterday on the track that we're going to have an awfully good chance at winning, and you know, that confidence that I had helped us through practice yesterday. There were a couple moments where, you know, maybe an adjustment didn't work, and we lost a little pace, but I had a feeling, and I just knew we were going to be fine, and we qualified well, and then went out there today and put it on them. So solid performance.
Thank you, Jimmie. Chad Knaus, just what a dominant race car out there today. The other guys that were in here, Kyle and Greg Biffle, said that you know, there was just nothing they could do to catch the 48. And so just talk about maybe how that all came about.
You know, honestly, this is the car that we raced in Dover and ran really well there. So it was brand new in Dover, and we raced it there, and we thought that we would bring it here, hoping that we would get a similar result, and fortunately enough, we did. The guys at Hendrick Motorsports really took a lot of effort and time and paid attention to the details in this race car. And as we know in this industry, details are what makes the difference. And everybody at Hendrick Motorsports, and especially the 4888 shop, really honed in on the 2 cars that we brought here. I think we saw that with the performance from the 88 car. They ran exceptionally well all weekend in practice. They didn't qualify as well as what they wanted to, but they definitely raced very well. And with the 48 for sure. So it was a lot of fun. It was a good weekend. Like Jimmie said, yesterday was with a compressed schedule that we've got here at Indianapolis with your 2 practice sessions on Friday or on Saturday rather, and qualifying on Saturday. If you don't come off the truck ready to go and fast, you're going to be behind the 8 ball, and it's difficult to get back on top of that mountain. And Jimmie had some rest, and the team had some rest, and we were ready to go and ready to attack, and it went really well. So I couldn't be prouder of what we were able to accomplish today.
Thank you, Chad. And Rick, certainly a big day for your organization. Jimmie's win here today, and also J.L. Earnhardt Jr. takes over the points lead. So congratulations. But talk about the significance of Jimmie's 4th win and just what that means at such a historic racetrack.
You know, I mean, every time you come here, you know how important this place is, and everybody wants to win here because just the unique history of this place and how many legends and racing have raced here, and so everybody puts a lot of effort into it, and everybody wants to win. But Jimmie, I talked to both of them last night, and Jimmie said it was the best car he'd ever had here, and I've seen him put on quite a show here before. But to have them all run this good today, Casey got a bad stretch there, but he drove back to, I think, 12th. To see them all finish that well, and for Dale to take over the points. But I think the equipment is so equal today, but you got to look at the talent Jimmie has and the talent Chad has, and the pit crew and everything else. The feedback, the communications. I've never seen a guy could drive a car as out of control and make it look in control as Jimmie can. So, and these two are phenomenal together, and I'm just glad I don't have to race against them.
We'll take questions now. So Ed, and we'll go Chris Jenkins next, and then Nate. Go ahead, Ed, Chris, and Nate.
Ed Hinton, ESPN.com. You guys talked about a lot of confidence yesterday, this morning, and all. Drivers and crew, this is for Jimmie and Chad. Drivers and crew chiefs always like to say, well, you never know till you cross the finish line, take the checkered flag, etc. But as Kerry was saying, we rarely heard a second and third place finisher express such hopelessness during the race as Kyle and Greg did. Kyle said Jimmie Johnson wasn't just in his own zip code, he was in his own country today. Biffle said it really was not an advantage to be in front of him because he was going to pass you anyway. So I guess what I'm asking you guys is, did you feel as sure as they felt sure that they were going to lose?
Well, the way I saw it, the 11 had great pace at the start of the race. I couldn't get up there and challenge him at the start of the race. I don't know what happened to him. I didn't see him the rest of the day. The 2 had great pace, even on older tires, because of the sequence deal. He held me off and Jeff off for a long time. I feel like I had pace on Jeff at the start of a run, but at the end of a run, he'd kind of creep back up to us. So, I didn't see the 18 all day or the 6. I just knew that the 2, the 48, and the 24 were gone, and then there was another group. So at the end, I think our strength looked more than it was because the 24 and the 2 weren't around. I don't know what happened to the 24 track position-wise, but I think if either one of those would have been up there with us and had track position at the end, we'd have had one heck of a race on our hands.
And also, as far as this season is concerned, now if the chase started tomorrow, you're the top seeds again, got all the momentum in the world. Every time you've won this race, you've gone on to win a championship. Do you guys feel as back on top of this game in Cup as you sure appear right now?
I feel that from a performance standpoint, we're as strong as we've ever been. We've had issues late in a race that's cost us track position for a variety of reasons, and that's the part that we need to make sure is buttoned up before the chase starts and carry that through the chase. But from a performance standpoint, these are amazing race cars, and we've made a lot of progress through the off season and then getting started this year, and I feel really good about the chase. I'm ready for it to start.
Chad, could you comment on the second part?
Yeah, I think that, excuse me, I feel as though that, the product that we're bringing to the racetrack right now is very competitive week in and week out. And once again, it's in the details. Jimmie does a fantastic job of driving the race cars. But he can't do it without good pit stops and a good race car. And Jimmie communicating what it is that he needs in the race car, how comfortable he is in the car, much like what he did yesterday. He was able to say, look, the car's good. We may be a half a tenth off pace, but the car's good. And him being able...
You told me it was 3/10.
Well, I may stretch the truth once in a while, but it's, being able to understand where we're at and that level of communication that we've got right now is really good. And remember, he's awesome. There's no doubt about it. He's the best race car driver that we've got in the sport right now. But, if we have poor pit stops, he can't get it done. If we have poor race cars, we can't get it done. And fortunately enough, everybody we've got at Hendrick Motorsports and everybody we've got in the 4888 shop are doing their jobs, and we're able to go out there and put up some good numbers.
Go Chris, and then we'll go to Nate, and then Bob.
Yeah, Chris Jenkins, Associated Press. Jimmie, I heard you tell a story earlier about how you kind of sat watching the Indy 500 with your dad and your grandfather. Can you kind of paint that picture for us? So, I mean, were you thinking it'd be cool to come here as a fan one day at that point, and can you process what it's like to be sitting where you are right now?
Yeah, I wanted to come to the race. I remember it was in El Cajon. Remember being hot at home. I don't know if we had an air conditioner. I'm sure we did, but wasn't on. I remember sitting on the couch.
Gary was tight. He didn't spend any money.
We didn't have any. It all went into our dirt bikes. I remember it's the only race I would sit and watch in its entirety. And there are a lot of racing moments that I remember watching, from Sullivan's spin and win to Sneva crash. I think it was Sneva. Before the race even started, I was trying to warm up the tires and spun and hit the inside wall. And a lot of things like that. I also remember different points where I'd take the couch and turn it at the wall and build a cushion, like little tunnel or little thing to sit in, pretend I was a race car driver and watch the race. Yeah, it was last year, actually. I guess it'd be 2001 before it came into Cup. So I do have those memories. I was young and just a huge fan of racing. And you know, in my household, my dad's dad was a big fan of A.J. Foyt and of racing. And he's the one who owned the motorcycle shop and where my dad worked and where I got my start from, you know, riding dirt bikes. And I just grew up in a family full of race fans, and I'm the first racer of the group. And it's amazing that just from being a fan, chasing autographs and standing on the fence, holding on, looking in, now I'm on the inside, you know, doing what I am on the track. It's been a wild experience.
Let's go with Nate, Bob Pockrass, and David Caravello.
Nate Ryan, USA Today. This is for Jimmie, but if Rick and Chad want to answer as well, that's fine. Jimmie, I heard you say on ESPN about how the communication between you and Junior and Chad and Stevie is as good as it's ever been in the shop. Given that they take the points lead today, you win this race, and the last 3 times you've won it, you've won the title. I mean, was today sort of a manifestation of that teamwork and sort of stamping the 48 and the 88 as maybe co-favorites for the title? That it seems like the championship right now, it's looking like it's going to come through your building.
Yeah, I'd kind of look further back and think around Darlington with the 200th win for our shop. I mean, the 88 and the 48 had been so close to a win, and you know, that was the first win for us. And then things started rolling from there. Clearly, Junior's win was huge and put that stamp, that seal of approval on what they're doing in their minds. And you know, Stevie and Junior have really brought a lot to the table. I mean, I have to say, from Pocono to now, the stuff that Junior's liked in the car and what he's felt has opened up doors for us to pursue and a road for us to go down where we've made our stuff better. So there's a lot of confidence in our shop with both teams, and the communication is as good as it's ever been. And you know, I'm happy to see Steve as confident as he is, and Junior both, because we can really lean on them and pull from them, and it's a two-way street. And you know, that's something that's new this year, and I'm proud of both of them for where they're at and where our whole team is.
Let's go Bob Pockrass, David Caravello, Dave Kallman.
Bob Pockrass, Sporting News. Jimmie, did the bomb in the morning wake you up? And if it did, do you sleep any better when you know you have as good a car as you do, or do you sleep worse?
That thing was loud this morning, just so you know.
I thought the motorhome next to me blew up. I was looking for a fire extinguisher to put out a fire. I guess getting up earlier than I wanted to let me prepare for the day and get ready. But I understand the canon and the history, and it's great history for the 500, and I guess it's been here for the 400. So I'm willing to.
Usually it's 7 though.
Is it really?
I think it's typically it's 7. I don't know why it was at 6.
But the sound check for the stage that followed was unacceptable. I mean, why? It's ridiculous. So that was the part I was most frustrated with.
And you expressed that this morning.
Yes, I did. On big races, I usually have a tough time sleeping. And last night, I had no issues. So I think that the way yesterday went and how good I felt about the car, it did let me get a great night's sleep.